All right, so I wanted to come out here real quick, and while I still have a little bit of light, and talk to you about how YouTube is a game. I have had a lot on my mind. So this video obviously has two components to it. One of them is probably the most truthful thing you've ever seen on YouTube, especially for somebody who's talking about being monetized and a filmmaker and all the stuff that I have done up until now. Today I decided I just want to be like straight up with you. I don't want to front. I don't want to play games. I want to let you know clearly why I'm here and what my goal is in using YouTube. And I just want to tell you what's most important to me about YouTube. What's most important to me is the relationship that I'm developing with the people here on YouTube. And I don't think that that really matters to YouTube at all. Like, YouTube wants me to talk about monetization all the time, or they want me to do camera reviews all the time. They just want me to do stuff that people are searching for. Like, they want me to find out what people are searching for on Google and talk about shit that doesn't even matter. Because, you know, I had a very complicated journey with YouTube. Like, I wasn't sure I should even be doing this, you know. So I want to talk about that. And that'll be the outdoor section of this video. And I shot it earlier today. And it was brick. It was freezing out there. But it's as transparent as I could possibly be about how I feel about YouTube. And I hope you take it in the spirit that it's meant, which is the most honest and generous spirit. And I have the best of intentions, and I certainly want to contribute. I want to provide some real value here. I really hope people get something out of my channel, but I also want to be completely straight about what I'm trying to do here. So you're going to get both of this. Anyway, it's freezing. I'm losing the light. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. I want to make money on YouTube. You know, I'm monetized now. I want to get paid. I want this to support the work that I do writing films and plays. And that's my intention. You know, of course I want to contribute, but my real contribution is going to be through my theater work and my filmmaking. And YouTube is a way for me to make money. And so I'm hoping to get all kinds of support. I'm hoping to get all kinds of views. I'm hoping to get all kinds of comments, subscribers, everything. I just want to make money on YouTube. Now, the other thing that I'm thinking about is this. You know, I've been thinking a lot about the difference between these big, huge YouTube channels like Marcus Brownlee and iJustine and Matty Hapoya and, you know, Peter McKinnon and people like that, like these ginormous channels where people are making millions of dollars off of YouTube probably, you know. And the difference between that and a channel like what my channel is kind of becoming, or could be becoming, because I'm not even sure that that's the case right now. You know, I'm not really positive that's what's happening, because I don't know. Well, let me put it like this. And I'm looking this way because the light is out there, and that's the only way I can look halfway normal right here. But this might look weird turning away from you like this, but it's kind of interesting too, because this is not the ideal thing for me in my mind, like doing something just for money. But you know what? We do a lot of things in our lives just for money. And the only reason I'm really on YouTube is to make money. That's it. It's been my intention from the beginning. I mean, I've used YouTube as a tool for my theater work. You know, like I would film myself rehearsing, and I would check out my blocking, and I would act like I was the director looking at myself, and I can make corrections. And it's always been very good for that. The most important thing to me in anything that I do with regards to my art, and I consider YouTube a part of my artistic creative practice. I'm a filmmaker, I'm a theater artist, I'm a performing artist, not in any particular order. And what's most important to me is really one thing, and that is to connect with an audience. And that's not like, I'm not saying that to be anything or imply anything. I'm just being straight up, like, that's why I make art. You know, I want to be interesting, I want to make contributions, I want to do something meaningful, but my real meaningful work is in my theater work and in my movies. And that's really what I want you to what I want you to watch. And I want you to watch my YouTube. I want you to support me. I want you to subscribe. I'm being totally honest with you right now. You know, there's, like, I wouldn't be on YouTube unless I can make money. I'll be honest, because I'd be spending all my time making art. I would be spending all my time making movies, making theater. I would not be on YouTube. And I'm a prolific artist. Like, I've written over 500 songs. I've written 3 full-length plays. I've done 2 feature films. I've done a mini-series. I got hundreds of poems. I write every day. Like, I'm writing constantly. And I only do it to connect with people, to share it. That's all I want. I mean, I want to make money, I want to earn a living, but what I'm saying is the intention with my art, I don't do it for myself, is what I'm saying, I guess. I know a lot of people do it for themselves, you know. A lot of people say, hey, I just like to write for therapy or whatever. I don't know, you know, like, I haven't really taught in a while, but I used to teach writing and performance workshops, and when somebody would say to me that they make their art for themselves, honestly, it used to drive me crazy. And not in a judgmental way. I mean, it's fine. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But to me, that's like an incredible missed opportunity. Like, you're getting to share with people. You're getting to have an exchange. You're getting to contribute something beautiful to other people. It's like giving somebody a rose. I'm not here teaching you how to fix a car, how to fix a toilet, none of that. I'm here to make money, and YouTube is a game. So I have to figure out how to be searchable, how to get people like that, and then just hope that I resonate with people, you know, my personality, the way I talk, the way I share. And hopefully that'll be enough. And so I create art that I like. I don't think about you or anybody when I'm creating a new play or making a film or writing a song or whatever. I don't think of anybody. I think of me. I think of what compels me. What do I need to make this art about right now, and what do I absolutely have to share with people? Otherwise, sometimes I feel like my body would just combust, like I would just die. My head would explode if I didn't get to get this out of my body and share it with an audience. I literally feel that way sometimes. So when I create it, it's for me. Or it's from me, I should say. But then I get really excited when I finish writing something, and then I'm like, okay, if it's a play, because I'm a solo theater artist, like, I'm the only one on stage. So that means I have to memorize the whole script myself. And I get really excited when I think about that, because I'm like, yo, when I finish memorizing this play, I get to share it with people. I get to get on stage and have this amazing experience with people. And it's what I live for. Same thing with a film. I just think, like, now I just have to shoot it. I got to edit it, and now I can, you know, have a screening. I can get into festivals. I can share it with people. I could send it to people and start having conversations about it and talk about it and, you know, like, make some kind of contribution. You know, I've used the word already. I get really excited about that. That's everything to me. So anyway, the light is leaving us, and I just wanted to leave that you know, to be really clear and transparent. I'm just trying to make money. I got monetized. It took me almost 5 years, and now I'm trying to make it a significant amount of money. I want sponsors, you know, I want sponsors. I want all of it, all that YouTube stuff. I definitely want to make money on YouTube, and I'm being as honest and as transparent as I could possibly be. And so when I think about YouTube, I think what's most important to me about YouTube is the same thing that's important to me about my theater work and about my filmmaking, is that it's people. It's this audience. It's the people who come here, the relationships that I'm developing. And, you know, there's a big difference, obviously. Like, I have boundaries, too. Like, I'm a performer. So I do have boundaries, because sometimes people get the wrong idea about the kind of relationship that they have with somebody who they see on stage, and they think they know the person because of that, and you don't. However, my work is pretty transparent and pretty intimate, and a lot of it is memoir about my life. You know, I write a lot about my fostering and my adoption and my, you know, search for my parents, you know, my biological mother, my biological father, and my relationship with my adoptive parents. And I talk a lot about that, even though I also am an activist. So a lot of my work is about racism and, you know, injustice, you know, xenophobia, homophobia, all the bad things, anti-Semitism, all of it. Any kind of injustice, I write about it, I scream about it, but I try to turn it into something palatable that people can handle, that they think is beautiful. Because that's what artists do. We take all this challenging stuff, we take all this garbage, and we turn it into like a bed of wildflowers so that we can all share it, we can all talk about it, we can all consider it, instead of just it being slammed down our throats by the media or politicians or teachers or whatever. This is art. This is gorgeous. We add music to it. You know, we create lighting design. We block it on stage. We make it beautiful. We consider the colors that we want to use in a film. We think about depth of field and how we want to make every frame look like a painting when we're talking about like war. Like, have you ever seen the movie 1917? Where Roger Deakins was the cinematographer, and it's like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautifully shot. It's amazing, but it's about war. It's a difficult subject. That's what I'm talking about. And hopefully it'll work out. But I noticed the more meaningful content I put on YouTube, the less engagement I get. That's fucked up, but that's real. You know? When I talk about, you know, things that are happening in the world, stuff like that, YouTube doesn't care. People don't come here. You know, when I talk about easy mode, I get a lot of people. You know, when I talk about monetization, then I get a lot of people. And, you know, I do resonate with people because I know how to talk to a camera. I'm an actor. I know how to do that. Okay, like a knucklehead, I forgot to change the battery in my camera, so the battery ran out. I was like, what is going on here? So that was an awkward pause. But anyway, 1917, a beautiful film, but it's about war. There's a lot of examples of that. Apocalypse Now, you know, like The Wire, you know, The Godfather, like stories that are very difficult to talk about that are gorgeous. You know, we consider colors, we consider all this stuff and try to turn it into something beautiful. And so that's the beautiful thing about art. And for me, that is all in the service of bringing us together. You know, trying to create an environment where we get immersed in this world that kind of suspends time and you know, puts us in a place where we forget about what's going on outside, you know, in the rest of the world, in politics and, you know, social issues and in natural disasters and stuff like that. Like, we forget. We're just together for like 2.5 hours inside of a beautiful story with amazing characters, and we get to see these characters develop, and, you know, we get to see like where they came from, why they're here, where they want to go, how they're going to get there, what kind of problems they have to overcome, and we do it together, you know. And then they get to, you know, arrive at a destination, and we all arrive together. That's what my life is about. That's what my life is about. But I don't know, you know, like, you know, I just thought about it, and I'm like, you know what, I'd rather do YouTube than do gig economy kind of work or do any kind of side work or whatever. Like, I need to make money to pay my bills. I need Patreon members. If I had enough Patreon members, I wouldn't do YouTube. I'm sharing my real work with Patreon members because I can't make enough money on YouTube. You got to do a bunch of stuff. The thing is, I, for the longest time, had a channel where, you know, 100, 150 to 500 views was pretty average for me. You know, that's what it was. And for a while I was upset about it, but another creator once said to me, hey, just think if you had 100 people in a room together, that's pretty good. And so it completely changed my perspective. And I actually felt much better about it. So now the channel seems to be growing. You know, I got totally committed to getting monetized. Like, I wanted to get monetized. And the other part of this video is explaining that to you. And so I just dedicated myself to it. I became obsessed with it, and it took me 4.5 years, and I got there. And so now Obviously, that means I got 1,000 subscribers, I got 4,000 watch hours, and now I almost have 2,000 subscribers. And it's growing exponentially. And what's also happening is I'm getting a lot of, engagement at the channel, and which means a lot of comments. And I'm somebody who tries to answer every single comment. Anyway, I'm losing the light. I'm not complaining about anything. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of people lie to you and tell you that they have these intentions of, elevating the world and, all this kind of bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. I'm here trying to make some money. If I can make money doing camera reviews and stuff like that, if companies would send me cameras and send me lenses, I would do it. I could do 2-3 hours a day on YouTube. I know how to edit fast. I'm a filmmaker. I know how to do this. Now, if you're a gigantic channel like Marcus Brownlee or something like that, Gerald Undone, you cannot possibly answer every single comment. You would have no life. Like, you can't do it. You can't even see all the comments. I mean, they just come in and it's hard to keep up with them. They just kind of roll in, and then one after another. And you cannot answer every single one of them. But at this point, I try to answer every single one. And I know that I have answered every comment that's ever been left for me, unless it's something stupid. Then I ignore it. Or unless somebody's leaving me like comment after comment after comment, and obviously they're just trying to engage with me because I don't know what the reason would be, but generally I would say that I have probably a 95% rate of good engagement every single time I will answer your comment. And I enjoy that, and that's probably what I enjoy the most. It's right up there with what I enjoy the most, is interacting with people, talking about the things that I'm talking about, really, going back and forth. Like, I'm not just putting it on you, I'm getting energy back and creating something really much more meaningful when it's like that. It's one of the things I love about YouTube. So yeah, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make some money. And this video might turn a lot of people off. I know that. But you know what? At least I'm telling the truth. A lot of people will lie to you. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make money on YouTube. I want to make like $5, $6, $8, $10,000 a month on YouTube. Between AdSense, affiliate links, sponsorships, all of it. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for. So as the channel gets bigger, there's going to be less and less of that. I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to respond to every single comment. And I noticed something that's happening too, where there were a lot of people who used to comment on almost every one of my videos for years. But now that the channel is getting bigger, and instead of having 12 comments or 21 comments, I'm having 75 or 120 or 200 comments. And a lot of those people have kind of backed off. They're not commenting anymore. And I'm sure they're still supportive of me, and I don't feel any kind of certain way about that, but I notice that they're not there. Like, a lot of the people have stayed, and they still engage with me. But it is definitely changing. And I know that some people might be looking at it like, now it's getting big. And plus, I've been talking a lot about monetization. So I think a lot of people might look at that like, he doesn't really care about that subject. He's just like working the algorithm and trying to make this work. But the answer to that is no, that's not the case. Like, I have been trying to get monetized for so long, and so I'm kind of obsessed with that notion at the moment. But I'll tell you right now, I'm just about over it. Like, I'm monetized, it happened, it's over. I want to get back to just being normal. So I made a few videos where I didn't deal with that, and those videos performed much worse. Still better than what I had in the past, but not nearly what I was getting when I was just talking about monetization and watch hours and things like that, because people search for that on YouTube. And I realized that I don't want to lose the people that I've had the whole time. So if you believe in me and you want to help, stay here. And I promise you I'm going to be me. And so it'll be interesting. If you like me and if you like what I talk about, I'm always going to talk about important things. I'm always going to talk about the state of the world. I'm going to talk about racism. I'm going to talk about injustice. I'm going to talk about all that stuff because that's who I am. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm going to do. I want to maintain these relationships. I want to maintain this connection, but I know that if I reach the goals that I want to reach on YouTube, I'm going to lose some of that. So I guess I'm just here to say that I'm going to try my best to maintain this channel the way I've been doing it. But I might fall off a little bit, and it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, it's not physically possible, because in my case, like, even though you could say maybe I'm a full-time YouTuber because I do it every day, but I always document my life every day. I did this way before I was on YouTube. I film myself, I write every day, I document my life every single day. So it's easy for me to put up a video every day, especially if it's just a talking head video. And you know, every once in a while I'm going to put up a video with all kinds of B-roll, make it like a short film or like a short documentary or something like that. But probably I'm going to have equal parts just headshot kind of videos, talking head videos, because I'm writing a film, because I'm writing a play, because I'm doing my real work. And that's what's really most important to me, what I have to attend to the most. And I have a Patreon channel, and I have to respect them because they are giving me money every month. Whether it be $3 or $35 a month, it doesn't matter to me. They're supporting me in a different kind of way than here. Here, everybody gets to come here for free. And I'm not taking it for granted because you're giving me your time. You're giving me a piece of your life that you don't have to do that. There's a million other places for you to dedicate that to. So I don't ever take it for granted. And every time I comment and respond to somebody in that way, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, I have no bullshit about me. You know, I do not engage in bullshit. And when I respond to people in the ways that I do, it's sincere. It's how I really feel in my heart. But I'm also going to figure out how to make this work. And so I'm monetized now. I got a bunch of people on this channel. But I also know that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have yet to find my channel. And when they do, I'm going to be doing this in a way that makes money. I'm taking it seriously. This is a business, you know. But the difference is I'm not a full-time YouTuber, I guess, because I'm an actor, I'm a playwright, I'm a filmmaker. That's my main work. But I don't mind putting 3, 4, 5 hours a day into this, because this contributes to my filmmaking skills and my acting chops and all of it, you know. Even though I'm not acting here, I'm just being myself. So I don't want to lose the people that I've had this whole time. Some of them have become Patreon members. Some of them have emailed me outside of YouTube. So I do have, you know, access to them, and we have access to one another outside of YouTube. But obviously I can't do that with a lot of people, you know. I don't even do that with my friends in the real world. I'm so busy. I'm creating art every day, all day. That's what I do. You know, a lot of my friends get mad at me because they're like, yo, you don't have no life. Like, and I'm like, this is my life. Even though I tell people, do not ever give your life to your art. Like, when I was younger, that's what I thought was the right thing to do. But as I get older, I realize that ain't it. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. But I digress. So yeah, I want to keep the people here. I want to maintain the spirit of which I have, you know, the spirit that has kind of, I don't know, like, defined what this channel is. I want to try to maintain it as best I can, and that might mean that I can't be as big a channel as Peter McKinnon or somebody like that, because I probably won't attend to it in the same way. But I'll tell you what, and I say this in the other parts of this video when you see me outside, I am going to try my hardest to make as much money as I could possibly make on YouTube, because I need it. That fuels my films and my plays. That allows me to be an artist. Right? You know, I'm hoping that I don't have to do any other kind of hustle work. Like, the pandemic put me into the gig economy. And that ain't good. But for me it works because I have my freedom. I can rehearse, I can memorize lines, I can write, I can do whatever I want because I don't have to use my brain. And I can make money, but it's hard work. It's a pain in the ass. It's exploitive. It's terrible. It's demeaning. And Not to say that it's beneath me or anything like that. I'm saying the way these companies treat their workers, they treat them in a demeaning manner. And, you know, some people might disagree with me who do the gig economy, but I've done all of them. And trust me, I tried to make a documentary about it, but I couldn't get anybody to speak on camera. But I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to talk about is I'm going to try my hardest to make as much money as I possibly can here. I am going to try to get as many subscribers and as many watch hours, and I'm going to try to take this to the max, and I want all of it. I want all of it, every bit of it. But I don't want to lose the connection because my work is based on that. That's why I do my work. That's why I do what I do. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please stay with me. Please join my Patreon. Please send me these little gifts that you could send on YouTube. You know, suddenly people are sending me $10, $15. I'm putting out a video in a couple days about gear. I can really help you with a lot of stuff. I can help you to have a better channel for sure. I do consulting. You know, I'm helping some people with their YouTube channels right now. And I enjoy that. I enjoy work, but I only enjoy working with people that I really admire and respect. I don't enjoy working with people that I don't admire. And you know, I won't do that. So therein lies the problem for me. Sometimes I don't make enough money because I have certain standards and my integrity won't allow me to front past a certain extent. And I don't really front at all. You know, I'm telling the truth. How many videos have you seen like this? Probably none. I think I might have said this in the other part of the video, but I'm going to say it again here, and if I did, I'll cut it out of one of them. But there's a guy named Keith Nesbitt who's one of my followers on YouTube. And, you know, he used to engage all the time on my channel. Like, I couldn't put up a video without him commenting. And he was so generous of spirit and such a nice guy, and he was guiding me to other, you know, YouTube people and show me some people. I mean, I knew most of them already, but we just had a really genuine, good exchange. And I think as he got to know me more and watch me more, I think he was a little bit more uncomfortable with me because I'm so outspoken about social issues, and I'm kind of, I guess in the minds of many people, kind of woke, whatever that means even. But I mean, I'm just about justice for everybody and equality, and I'm against injustice. So I don't know why anybody would disagree with me, but people do. And maybe they read into what I mean. I simply mean everybody should be treated equally. Everybody should be treated kindly. Everybody should have the same opportunities. Everybody should be safe. Everybody. No matter who you pray to, no matter who you love, no matter what you look like, no matter where you're from, everybody should be treated the same. Everybody. Forget about misogyny, homophobia, racism, all of it. That's garbage, every bit of it. So, I don't know. You know, you see, like once I get started, I kind of get on a roll. So maybe that's what Keith felt uncomfortable with. But anyway, we're still cool and we have a good relationship, you know. And he emailed me outside of YouTube. So we did go back and forth sometimes via email. Now, this was when my channel was much smaller. I mean, I think when he started following me, I think I had maybe 300 or 400 subscribers. And as I got to 1,000, he was very supportive. You know, he was there the whole time. But he did something once that really moved me, like for real, you know. He did two things actually. The first thing he did is he went and watched Brooklyn Quartet, which is a mini-series that was kind of a marriage of live theater and film that a filmmaker made for me. And I don't necessarily like the way it came out. It's nothing like what I wanted, but I'm so proud that it's documented and you get to see my live theater work. Even though it's cut in and out, but we filmed a 2.5-hour performance at Pergonis Theater in the Bronx. And then I did the play again at Fort Greene Park in Brooklyn, going to all the locations where things take place. And then we cut it all together, and it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not great filmmaking or whatever. David Diaz did it for me. I was, like, impossible to work with. You know, like, I don't know how he put up with me, and I'm sure it was incredibly challenging for him to even get it to where it is. But it's beautiful. I'm proud of it. But like I said, it wasn't my vision. Well, Keith went to watch it, but he dropped $20 on my donate button at my website, so he paid me for it. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is a guy who gets it. You know what I mean? Like he paid admission basically to see the play. And I really appreciated that. So I thanked him, of course, because I always thank everybody. And he was very kind, but he didn't really say much about it. He was like, that's what I should do. So fast forward about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years later, I was editing my second film. This is the end for me. And my computer just crashed. I had a PC, and I had a powerful PC. But DaVinci Resolve was no longer friendly with this PC, and I was messed up, you know, like I was fucked, basically. And I was dealing with Blackmagic Design, and they were having me jump through hoops and go through the registry files of my computer and do all this craziness and, you know, delete things. And before you knew it, everything in my computer was worse. And you know, I'm not a computer guy. So, I mean, I know enough to know how to be a beta tester for digital audio programs or stuff like that, but I don't know computer, code, registry files. That shit scares me. So anyway, I finally decided, you know what, DaVinci Resolve was made for a Mac. It was optimized for a Mac. Everybody's always telling me to get a Mac, get a Mac. I had a MacBook Pro a long time ago. I had the very first one that was ever made. I mean, not literally the first one, but the first version of the MacBook Pro when I was using Logic Pro back in the day. So anyway, I got an M2. But what I did was I had to make a fundraiser. I put up a GoFundMe. And over the years, I've had really successful fundraisers for my plays. So I put up this fundraiser, and Keith donated to the fundraiser. And so I contacted him and I thanked him. And this is the thing that moved me. He said to me, honestly, he goes, look, a lot of people take advantage of this type of thing. A lot of people are full of shit, obviously. He goes, but I believe you, I believe in you. And honestly, somebody like you who approaches their life the way you do and who approaches their art the way you do, I feel like it's our obligation to support you, to be honest. I was stunned by that because that's exactly right. That's how I feel. Like if you want independent artists to exist, you have to support them. Otherwise, they're just going to go away because it's hard. It's hard to do this. You know, if you're not supported by a corporate record company or a studio to make films or a major theater company or something like that, it's very difficult. I dedicate my whole life to it, and that comes with tremendous sacrifice. I'm not going to get into all of that. But anyway, when he said the word obligation, I thought, you know, I don't look at myself any different than organizations like Lincoln Center, the Public Theater, the Mark Taper Forum, like major, you know, creative institutions. Like I'm just one person, but I put out work constantly. And I share it with the public. I perform in theaters, sometimes big theaters, sometimes tiny little theaters. But I'm always out there, and I'm constantly making art, making work, attending to my work, full-time job, 24/7. As a director once said about me, Rock thinks about his work when he's like in the shower, when he's cooking, when he's getting dressed, when he's taking a shit. Like he's always thinking about it. And that is literally true. Literally. Sorry, maybe too much information there, but it's true. And so when he said that, it really moved me. And then, you know, I remember thinking to myself, like, I met this guy through YouTube. You know, he lives in Canada, I think. And he's a filmmaker or a photographer. I think he's a filmmaker, but I was very moved by that, you know, and I was very honored and humbled by it. And, you know, I've had others support like that as well. I hope that I contribute to you. I hope you get a lot out of it. I hope you learn from it. I hope it inspires you. I'm being honest, you know, I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to be an asshole. I'm not going to be a liar. I want to inspire you. I want you to get up and do shit. You know, that's my intention with all my work. And people tell me that all the time, that, yo, because of you, I'm hanging in there. I'm still doing it. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I'm writing a play. I'm making a movie. I'm doing stuff because of you. It's been so inspiring. That's an honor for me. I love that. And if that's a byproduct of me being here at YouTube, that is awesome. And so I guess I'm saying all this to say that this is so important to me. You know, I've gotten Patreon members through my YouTube channel, and I've gotten some of the most beautiful emails from people. You know, like, I don't know, like I try to express myself and I try to always respond, but I don't think people really understand what the support means to me. It means everything to me. And so I don't want to lose that. I'm going to try my hardest not to lose it. But if it becomes, you know, seemingly like more distant with me, it's only because this is now feeding my work. And I'm always going to be me, and I'm always going to try my hardest to stay connected. But I also don't want to limit myself. I want what other people have. I've been very fortunate, you know, I don't say this word much, but I have felt blessed in the world of being an artist. I've been very fortunate, you know, I've been able to earn a living being an artist for a very long time. I mean, the pandemic kind of screwed me up, but I have basically paid all my bills as an artist for almost my whole adult life. But the trade-off is that I've lived pretty much in poverty. You know, I live like I'm 18 years old, and I ain't 18 years old. So, yeah, it means everything to me, the support. But also, I don't want to have the mentality where I stay here. I want to be able to go buy a house. I want to have a life. I want to be able to help other people. I think about that all the time. I want to contribute to other people's work. I want to be in the position where I can have a little bit more power. And I want to be able to have my life be a little bit easier than it's been for a long time. I struggle, but, you know, I'm very fortunate and incredibly grateful for everything that I have. And I have my health. You know, I'm a fitness guy, so I love to run, and my nutrition is very important to me, and I take care of myself. But it's all part and parcel of what I do. I'm going to end this video by just reiterating, I am here to make money. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to learn how to make money off of YouTube. And I can't do easy mode, that's just not me. I can't do it. But I'm going to do what I have to do to make money here. And I'm going to do it the right way. It's all going to be honest and legitimate. I would never pay anybody to get me views or anything like that. I don't need that. I got plenty of views. I got it kind of figured out. It's just that I can't do it exactly the way that I want to do it. You know, I can't have a channel that really represents who I am, but my work represents who I am. You know, watch my movies. So I just wanted to come on here and tell you, this is how complicated I am and how complex my brain can be. I want to be monetized, and I want to make a lot of money here. I would love to be making $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month on YouTube, and I can spend 2 or 3 hours a day on YouTube and still do all my work without question. I could do that. So I'm going to approach this, and I'm going to study this, and I'm going to learn SEO and thumbnails and titles, and I'm going to work my ass off. But one thing I will promise you is I'm always only going to share things that I am sincerely interested in. Now, I might do something that, you know, like I have a video that I've been working on about camera gear that you could use to have a YouTube channel. Now, is that really that interesting to me? Not really. But I know that it can help a lot of people, and I know a lot about it. And I am a kind of a tech geek, like kind of a nerd about that. But, you know, like once I have a camera, I ain't looking at other camera reviews. I don't care. I could care less. I'm good, you know. I don't want the shiniest, newest thing. I just want something that works for me so that I can tell stories. So that's an example of me making a video where it's like, it's like it doesn't move me. Like I don't feel like I'm going to die if I don't make that video, but I know it's going to contribute to a lot of the people who have come here asking me a lot of questions about how I shoot. What's my camera? What are my lenses? How do I do this? How do I get my sound? Where do I get my music? Etc. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a video about that, and I'm going to try to help people. But otherwise, it's always going to be stuff that compels me, that I'm passionate about, that I want to talk about, and that, in fact, might stunt me a little bit and keep me from rising as high as possibly I might be able to rise on YouTube, because I don't think YouTube really celebrates that kind of stuff. You know, YouTube is more about what's searchable. Like that's why my monetization videos have done so well. I mean, I care about monetization because I've been trying to get there for so long, and because it can help me in my life. But it's not like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? watch my movies. If you happen to see that I'm in a play in your city, come see my play. And that's it for today. It's getting dark. Let's stay together and let's try to make some money. All right. So now I'm going around in circles, so I'm going to end this video, but thank you so much for being here. And that's all I want to say for today. I think I've said enough. I think I've said way too much. So I'll see you in a minute.